This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
On the news this morning, FCT Minister Nyesom Wike says former Rivers Governor Amaechi's presidential bid dead on arrival. Beke-led Rivers APC insists votes in council election belongs to its candidates. Court freezes 4 accounts linked to former NNPC Limited boss Kyari. On the foreign scene, Israel demands release of all Gaza hostages. Mental health is real. Seek help. End the stigma. I am Ifiemi Andrew. The Minister of the FCT, Nyesom Wike, says the presidential ambition of former Transportation Minister Chibuike Amaechi is dead on arrival. Wike, a former governor of Rivers State who spoke on Channels Television, said Nigerians will not give Amaechi, also a former Rivers State governor, a chance in the 2027 election.
I don't think that he remembers when he says all these things, that those who work with him before and after are still alive. And you wonder, you sit on the side and you watch a young man make such statements. I read he said he knows the weaknesses of the president, so he knows how to defeat him. But he also knew the weakness of the president in 2022 when the president defeated him mercilessly in their primaries. But let me tell you, Nigerians know the last person they will give ticket, because you know that is dead on arrival. Not called dead on arrival. It's dead on arrival.
Wike faulted Amaechi's ability to fight corruption and enthrone good governance, saying he had no respect for the judiciary and rule of law when he was governor of Rivers State.
You refuse to obey the recommendations of the National Judicial Council for appointment of who will be the substantive chief judge. The governor refused that he will not obey the National Judicial Council. He took our legacy plane, Legacy, to Germany for 12 years, no record. And we started looking for it, till I found it. One of our Dash 8, he sold to his friend, the former governor of Cross River State, Lee Aliboke, $5 million. Where is the plane? Where is the body? He will stop corruption in 1 month. In 1 month. That somebody will tell you he will stop corruption in 1 month in this country, which we are trivializing the issue of corruption.
The FCT minister also backed the 30th of August local government elections.
If the president did not take the powers he took, you know, the state would have been something else. Now, as part of restoring democracy at the local government level, say, look, you have to conduct the election. At least when the local government comes back, and then the state comes back by the governor and the legislature, the local government will be getting their money for the federation account. And so that nobody will say the local government is in crisis. The election is going to take place. I'm going for campaign next week. I will appear 27, 28 for the campaign.
Amaechi, a member of the African Democratic Congress ADC opposition coalition, came second after in the 2022 APC presidential primary won by President Bola Tinubu. In 2025, Amaechi dumped the APC and moved to the ADC, seeking the party's 2027 presidential ticket. Moving on, ahead of the August 30 council election in Rivers State, RISIEC says it will begin the second round of training for the 390 wards, collation and returning officers for the elections. The chairman of RISIEC, Dr. Michael Ode, said this while addressing some of the ad hoc staff who were trained at the commission's headquarters. He said the commission is determined to build competence, capability and professionalism among ad hoc staff. Meanwhile, the spokesperson of Emeka Beke-led APC in Rivers State, Darlington Wauju, has insisted that any votes cast for the APC during the August 30 local government elections will automatically be counted for candidates they submitted to RISIEC. Mr. Wauju made this claim in an interview with correspondent Suebi Oruwari while reacting to the names of candidates cleared by RISIEC.
And a vote for the APC will amount to a vote for all our candidates, because there is only one APC, and that APC known to law is that one led by Chief Emeka Beke. If the RISEC or any individual for that matter is greater than the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria that has created the courts, Because voting for APC on the 30th, we'll be voting for our candidates.
Nwaju made this claim in an interview with correspondent Sebiru Wari. He advised the commission to avoid attracting more legal obstacles.
It is compulsory under the law for RISEC to deal with the legally recognized officials of political parties and not impostors. And now it is not our problem if the RISEC chooses to descend into the arena of politics. That is not our own problem. Our own is to do the right thing. We look forward to August the 30th.
Recall that RISEC said it first received the list of aspirants from the Tony Okocha-led APC, whose primaries it monitored, before later obtaining another list from the Emeka Beke-led faction. Still on the local government elections, the stakeholders and people of Onwajuloke clan, comprising wards 9 and 10 in Omuma local government area, say they have officially endorsed the Omuma local government area chairmanship candidate of the APC, Uchechukwu Obasi, and his running mate Justina Achinihi. A statement jointly signed by APC chairman Omuma local government area, Ahame Fule Nweke, Amity Nwogu, and Mr. Emeka Okere said the councillorship candidates Ruth Nweke for Ward 9 and Anthony Nweke for Ward 10 were also endorsed. The statement said the stakeholders in a unanimous resolution declared their total support, affirming that the people of Onwajuloke will turn out in large numbers to cast their votes for Uchechukwu Obasi as the next executive chairman of Omuma local government area. The stakeholders thanked House of Representative members Kelechi Nwogu for providing an unmatched leadership in Omuma local government area. In another development, a non-governmental organization, the Foundation for Accuracy, Integrity and Respect, FAIR, has called for greater accountability and good governance in Nigeria. Executive Director of FAIR, Onyeche Igwe, made the call during a street march in Port Harcourt aimed at promoting transparency in governance. Igwe said good governance remains critical to Nigeria's development and stability, stressing that corruption has been a major obstacle.
Good governance is vital for Nigeria's progress. It ensures that decisions are made in the best interest of the citizens, promotes accountability among leaders, and fosters an environment conducive for economic growth and development. Without good governance, achieving sustainable development and stability becomes challenging. There have been efforts towards improving governance in Nigeria. The Tinubu's administration has implemented economic reforms to boost the economy and reduce dependency on oil revenues.
Mr. Igwe added that FAIR, as a registered NGO with the Corporate Affairs Commission (CAC), will continue to serve as a watchdog for the society by ensuring that institutions responsible for good governance are strengthened.
Strong institutions are the backbone of good governance. In Nigeria, institutions such as the judiciary, the legislature, and anti-corruption agencies plays crucial roles in ensuring accountability and upholding the rule of law. Strengthening these institutions is essential for achieving good governance. Recent administrations have initiated reforms aimed at enhancing transparency, accountability, and efficiency in governance.
Also speaking, a public health specialist and child protection investigator for the state of Texas, U.S., and one of the directors of FAIR, Peace Owo Ogunleye, said good governance can help diversify the economy and reduce dependence on oil. Still to come, court freezes 4 accounts linked to former NNPC Limited boss, Kyari. Stay tuned.
I
Youth President of Community in Kana local government area, Petaba Donaldson, says the oil company operating the field where a recent spill occurred has not returned to the site 5 days after a joint investigation visit. Community leaders had earlier disclosed that the GIV report showed the 2-week-long spill was caused by equipment failure. Donaldson, who represented the community during the investigation, told our correspondent Sebi Oruwari that gas is still leaking from the wellhead.
And a vote for the APC. It is compulsory under the law.
Good governance is
Law for RISEC.
Leaving that place like that without doing anything that will correct the menace in that place is not what is giving us happiness, because after the JIV test, the people had not shown any sign of returning to show us what they want to do as to curb and to stop the continuation of the gas leakage, because the gas is still coming up, and then one of these nights the thing got fire. It's a problem for now. It's worrying us because the company is not talking. They've not done any further thing. They only did the JIV. They've not returned back till now after the examination. They've not done any clamp down, nothing. In the course of our signing the JIV, you see, he's still in charge. Not even the company we are seeing. Because that letter was written, that was on Friday. They have received the letter and they may have looked at it and then see how to respond back to us. But if they don't do that, to let us hear our reply based on what we have written in the letter, then we are going to go further. The recommendation of the NOSDRA was that they recommended immediate attention to that site and that they should also go into the cleaning and remediation of the site immediately. It was an immediate report.
In the meantime, environmental rights activist Dr. Fineface Dumnamene is calling on government agencies, including NOSDRA, to hold operators accountable under the Petroleum Industry Act whenever spills are linked to equipment failure.
So I think that the JIV report points to the fact that, equipment failure caused the oil spill that occurred in that oil well 14. So what the NNPCL's Exploration and Production Limited should do at this point in time is to ensure that they do the needful according to the Petroleum Industry Act that stipulates that any time that there is an oil spill resulting from equipment failure, that compensation should be paid to the people, adequate clean-up should be carried out in the area, and the environment remediated. I think that is what should be done at this point in time. So the relevant authority should ensure that they hold this very operator to account.
Dr. Dumnamene, who is Executive Director of the Youth and Environmental Advocacy Center, also expressed concern that oil spills continue in Ogoni land even as environmental remediation is ongoing.
The continuous introduction of pollution, crude oil into the environment in an area that the hydrocarbon pollution remediation project is carrying out the Ogoni environmental cleanup is not a good thing at all. But now there has been a reduction or a total stop to oil theft and environmental pollution in Ogoni land from illegal refineries. But I'm surprised that the sources we never expected crude oil to be coming from is where we are now having crude oil coming from as a result of equipment failure. So steps should be taken to address this issue so that we do not have continuous introduction of crude oil into an environment that's environmental remediation and cleanup is going on.
Away from that, the Federal High Court in Abuja has ordered the temporary freezing of 4 bank accounts linked to the immediate past Group Managing Director of NNPC Limited, Mr. Mele Kyari, over allegations of fraud. Justice Emeka Nwite made the order on Tuesday after counsel for the EFCC, Ogechi Ujam, moved an ex parte motion asking the court to freeze the accounts in the interim pending the conclusion of investigations by the Commission. The judge, in his ruling, held that the application was meritorious and accordingly granted the same. Now to education stories. The Vice Chancellor of Ignatius Ajuru University of Education, Professor Okechukwu Onuchukwu, has urged the leadership of the Congress of University Academics, CONWA, to conduct its activities based on facts and principles. The Vice Chancellor, who was represented by the University Registrar, Dr. Chinonye Ajie, stated this at a one-day symposium on effective union leadership and fellowship in a pluralized academic environment organized by CONWA, Ignatius Ajuru University of Education chapter.
Please, whatever you are going to do, or whatever you are doing, do based on principles. God will neither hear or hear. Let us be alive to our responsibility. Fight for the welfare of your member is very, very critical. Advise your member to live a clean life, devoid of suffering, sexual harassment, or disease that goes around in human. Let them live a clean life.
Also speaking, the CONWA National President, Dr. Niyi Somonu, explained that the union is open to all academics in the state and across universities in the country. He added that the government should not take the union's no-strike stance for granted while urging more academics to join CONWA.
The landscape of leadership taking absolute power over membership is gone and gone forever. Leaders will have to win the confidence of their members by performance, not by autocratic position. Our ideology prioritizes our welfare. So what concerns us most is actually the radical improvement in our take-home. For members who are standing out to see what happens in CONWA, I want to urge them that a new era is done in our academic trade unionism and that no union can stand akimbo and treat members anyhow.
The branch chairman, Dr. Oliver Barato, alongside some members, also called for other institutions to join the union.
Our major concern, the reason for this function is to ensure that we're able to let more persons that are still trying to find out what CONWA really is, to know that yes, we're a stronger union. We try to ensure that we engage the authorities, the stakeholders in the education sector, constructively.
Critical thinking, supportive collaboration. Most persons are in a union and they just want the union chairman to carry out all the functions and make it happen. It doesn't happen like that. You have to contribute your own ideas and ensure that you follow up and help the leader to achieve these objectives.
Also let you know that you have affiliate members who are also with you in this struggle. At any point you have challenges, at the state level you have people to call upon.
Correspondent Rejoice Amadi reports that as part of activities for the event, the union unveiled a new secretariat for the Ignatius Ajuru University of Education chapter. The Dean of Student Affairs, University of Port Harcourt, Professor Chima Wokocha, has dismissed a radio broadcast and social media document claiming bias in the disqualification of some candidates for the forthcoming Students' Union government election. Professor Wokocha, in an interview with correspondent Nnamdi Samuala, said the notice of withdrawal from the SUG election issued to 400 level students and faculty of law by the electoral committee are in line with the abridged academic calendar approved by the University Senate.
We are not interested in who becomes the president of the SUG, where you come from, what religion you practice. So we allow the students freedom to contest among themselves and select who they think is best to be SUG president. The Senate has approved that the law faculty students finish their program in May so that they can prepare for law school. The LECO is not doing anything wrong because the SUG constitution says that tenureship of office is 1 academic year. Those are not able to complete 1 academic year cannot contest for any office.
The dean, while noting that the adjusted calendar is aimed at ensuring easy enrollment of Uniport Law graduates into the Nigerian Law School, warned those planning to disrupt the August 22nd SUG election to desist.
It's funny that students who came into the university to read, who we graduate in character and learning, should think that having an SUG post is more important than being a professional lawyer. And so it's saddening and it's depressing. I hope the parents and guidance of these students from the law faculty are listening to us. And I want to use this medium to warn all troublemakers. The University of Port Harcourt for the past 4+ years has been very peaceful. Please, troublemakers should keep away from the University of Port Harcourt concerning the SUG election.
The round of 12 in Nigeria Info's I Beg to Differ Tournament of Champions came to an end with gripping debates that left the audience wild. Tuesday's opening match has the topic, genetically modified foods should be banned in Nigeria. In this match, Ifeoluwa Olaiya of Wellspring College, Lagos, urged Oma Bende Excel of Government Science Secondary School, Piakasa Maitama, Abuja, with 128 to 122 points respectively. Despite the loss, Excel was saved by the judges' wild card and joined Ifeoluwa in the quarterfinals. The second match was between God's Goodness, Kokoete of Venocrest Schools, Port Harcourt, and Ilechukwu Malizu of King's Anchor College, Lagos. They debated whether traditional marriage is better than a modern court marriage. Kokoetes won to 129 points, booked her place in the quarterfinals against Malizu's 118.5 points. The final match of the day centered on whether the government should fund cultural festivals. It was a Port Harcourt showdown as Tayo Akinwande Marvelous of Air Force Secondary School battled Orike Bestman Isioma of Community Secondary School. Tayo secured victory with 129.5 points to Bestman's 125 points. The baiter of the day was Kokoete, followed by Tayo in second place and Ifeoluwa in third place. The quarterfinals of the Nigeria Info I Beg to Differ debate tournament gets underway later today. And now to the foreign scene. An Israeli official says Israel is demanding the release of all 50 hostages held in Gaza. This casts doubt on whether it will accept a new proposal for a 60-day ceasefire that Hamas agreed to on Monday. The proposal, put forward by Qatar and Egypt, will see the release of around half the hostages and is almost identical to a U.S. proposal Israel had previously accepted. On the news this morning, you heard that the FCT minister, Nyesom Wike, has said that former Rivers State Governor Rotimi Amechi's presidential bid is dead on arrival. The Emeka Beke-led Rivers APC has insisted that votes in the council election will belong to its candidates. A federal high court has freezed 4 accounts linked to former NNPC Limited boss Kyari. On the foreign scene, we told you that Israel is demanding the release of all 50 hostages held in Gaza. The news was edited by Martha Okeri. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp message to 0808-721-7215. My name is Ifiemi Andrew. Good morning.